This is the Hard Mark Podcast, starring Eric Donaldson and Ryan Murphy.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for another week of the Hard Mark Podcast. Really appreciate you taking time out of your day, your schedule, to join myself and Ryan Murphy. I am Eric Donaldson. This is Ryan Murphy. Ryan, how you doing?
I'm pretty good. I'm very good. Very good. I'm happy to be here.
I'm happy to have you.
Thank you.
You're already nervous. There's nothing to be nervous about. Nothing to be, your
so
posture.
Right now.
We've been literally sitting here talking for like 20 minutes, very casually. And as soon as you know that, like, now and really we've been recording for 5 minutes.
How long has this been?
It's been on for 5 minutes. I'm not going to use the other stuff.
Yeah.
But like, as soon as I go into the intro spiel, like, your shoulders tense up, like your whole body just changed in an instant. That is not what this podcast is. We're loosey-goosey. We're just trying to have a good time. Couple of bros talking about some grappling. So, and speaking of that, I had a little bit I had worked out here. Let me try and go through this thing. So, you know what they say, Ryan?
Of course, I absolutely.
Of course you do.
I've said it myself.
You're a learned man. The cream always rises to the top, and we have got the audio cream for everybody that they're just craving. They're craving our hot cream. And we're going to take that hot, hard cream, and it's very sweet. We're going to inject it into their ear holes for the next 55 to 60-ish minutes.
That's what they say.
And that's what they say. They do say that. So, I think episode 1, hopefully you all had a chance to listen to that. If so, I appreciate it. But like the Marvel movies, you've seen the Marvel movies before. Iron Man.
I'm not a big Marvel guy.
All right, let's keep the energy level a little bit up. But you've seen them.
Some of them.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't. My analogy here does not require a large. Yeah, you're
hurting this.
You're a great co-pilot on this. So the first of all the Marvel movies: Iron Man 1, Thor 1, Guardians of the Galaxy is pretty good, but still, the first volume of each of those movies, it's a lot of exposition. It's a lot of world building. So like sometimes they have a tendency to drag a bit because you're like, oh yeah, get to the fucking point. Like we just want to see like action and hijinks and whatnot. I feel like episode 1 of the Hard Mark Podcast. Have I said the title of the show until now? I did. Good. Episode 1 of the Hard Mark Podcast was very much like a Marvel movie in that we were establishing like, okay, Ryan doesn't know jack shit about wrestling. Right. Eric knows arguably too much about it. Now that we kind of like get what the whole premise of this is, and you only know about like tagging and you don't call it by the right word, now we can start to get into like fun things. Not saying that the first episode wasn't fun.
I think you learned the last episode that I actually know a lot about wrestling.
Do you commit to your 3 out of 10 self-evaluation?
Of course I can. If I say it, I commit to it.
All right, that's fair.
But no, yeah, I feel that my analysis on the match was spot on.
Oh, your analysis was great.
Yes.
No, absolutely. Yeah. No, you're
maybe a 10 out of 10.
Arguably.
Some people would argue that.
Now, I know you haven't had the opportunity to listen to our episode from before. We do have some follow-up items. Follow-up items that were not addressed on the previous episode that we need to legally. I don't want to get sued. I'm sure you don't want any legal wranglings.
No.
You did promise to give people the tingles.
What?
That was a solemn vow that you made. You don't recall what I'm talking about.
No.
You're giving me a voice.
No, I have no idea. Well, the tingles? Did I say this? Like,
yeah.
I said that word?
Oh, yeah. I can. Hold on. In fact, let me. Producer Eric, can you insert at this point the clip of Ryan saying that he would give people the tingles, and then we'll briefly pause.
Was okay.
Well, hold on, we're briefly pausing.
Everyone always, you got a radio voice.
You do. Get real close to the microphone. Let's see if you can give anyone the tingles.
It has
say
it has to come naturally. It has to. So
will you at some point?
Yes, absolutely, yes.
And then it just played.
Was this when I said that I could predict any match within the first 3 to 5 minutes?
No, before that. This is towards the beginning.
I don't
I'm not saying you have to do it right now.
Oh, good. Not that I'm not ready to.
But you need to commit to the tingles.
Sure.
This episode.
Yeah. Or episode 3.
There's another thing that we also need to follow back on from last time. And this is actually something that happened off air after we stopped recording that you mentioned that I thought was worth delving into on the show. And I almost made a spectacle out of it when we were chatting, but then I was like, no, wait until you have them cornered, and then we'll talk about it. You mentioned that apparently you get 5 to 10 compliments per day.
Okay. As you talk about my voice,
I don't know what you were talking about. My wife wandered down, said, "Hey, nice shoes," and you're like, "Hey, I get 5 to 10 compliments every day." And I'm like, wow, what a nice existence you must have, Ryan Murphy, that you're getting 5 to 10 compliments every single day of your life.
One compliment that I received at one point was that I'm very good at accepting compliments. So
what does that even mean?
I'm gracious in my return. Like as soon as someone, I know how to, I just respond well in that situation.
So you're humble.
I think you can be overly humble. You can't be too humble. You have to sometimes just step into that compliment and really accept it hard.
Hold on. I think I'm sort of picking up what you're putting down, but I feel like I would learn better by actually experiencing it. So, Ryan Murphy, I think that you're looking very svelte. I think that you look like you're in very good shape.
Okay.
You're not taking this compliment at all.
I know. I understand that. This is not a live compliment.
What do you mean it's not a live compliment?
It's not a live compliment.
Just because I may have been thinking.
Eric, you may have called me fat not too long ago.
What? Did I? Whoa.
Maybe. So I know that this compliment is not genuine.
You didn't take the compliment at all very well. I'd say that you're very poor at receiving compliments. Do I need to say a different compliment? Because I feel like any compliment I give you, you just kind of turn around.
Well,
is this what happens to all the 5 to 10 people who compliment you every single day?
You gave me a compliment on my shoes the other day when I walked.
Yeah.
Did I not respond very graciously to your compliment?
I wasn't paying attention to your response to my compliment to know whether or not it felt fine.
It wasn't negative, right?
It wasn't negative. It wasn't negative.
Okay. I was making an example of things I got complimented on after the compliment. It's two compliments in one. So I build upon. I'm working on 3.
Yeah. No. How many compliments would you estimate you received today? Including my very genuine compliment.
Which one? Oh, this one.
The one I just
the most genuine. Yeah.
Including that one.
That's a good question. It's tough. I work with a lot of people.
Just say a number.
No, it's tough. Everyone who works with me, they love me. They think I'm just. So
you're the bee's knees. How many damn compliments did you get?
Of course I am. Yeah.
Rough estimate.
I'm talking real compliment. I like your shoes. That's a compliment, right?
What's not a real compliment?
Like if I'm doing something at work and they're like, "Thank you for doing that." I don't get that. I mean, they have to say that.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
But a real compliment is something about your
my shoes. My
You're
shoes.
really hanging your hat on the shoe thing.
People.
Does anyone compliment you about something that's not your shoes?
Sometimes people compliment like my a nice sweater.
I complimented the way you were dressed when you first showed up.
But you were a little snarky about it.
Jesus, man. You're bad at accepting compliments. I think you're very bad at it. The only thing that you'll accept a compliment about is your shoes. Everything else, you're just very pithy about.
I wouldn't accept a compliment about my shoes from you right now. I wouldn't accept that.
We'll revisit this topic a little bit later. So let's get right into the meat and potatoes. Do people still say that?
So, yeah.
So, as we established last week, if you took the time to stream, download, etc., I do appreciate it. Ryan appreciates it. The Hard Mark podcast appreciates it.
Did a lot of work on that.
Yeah, you did. You edited the fuck out of that thing.
Some people would say.
Somewhat, I would. So this is, at its core, very loosely, if you couldn't already tell, I mean, we're a few minutes in. We haven't really talked about wrestling at all. But that's sort of the anchor around this whole thing, is a little bit of wrestle talk between the two of us. One thing that I regretted not establishing in the very first episode that I think was, it didn't detract from anything, but I think it's important moving forward to establish it, is how professional wrestling matches end. So we saw in Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3, a pinfall, which a pinfall is a 3 count when one competitor's shoulders are touching the mat for a count of 3 seconds.
Just one.
Both
shoulders,
Both
one
shoulders.
wrestler.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So Andre the Giant, what we saw was Andre the Giant's shoulders are down. Referee gets down. 1, 2, 3.
Is that a WWE thing?
That is wrestling.
I thought it was one shoulder, or is it not? Maybe that's the thing.
You might be thinking of amateur wrestling.
Yeah, yes, I am.
So amateur wrestling's different.
No,
amateur wrestling's like more boring than baseball.
But that's, yeah, I would agree with you. But that's a pretty major, like you're talking about 2 wrestling sports. One has like both shoulders down. One has just one, like, right, that's a big.
One's an actual sport. The other one's
WWE.
not. So that's stop saying WWE. We established last week. WWE is just a brand. It's not wrestling.
That's right.
There's I don't know about hundreds necessarily, but there's probably roughly about 100 or so companies that exist all over the world.
I'm not going to forget this again.
Thank you.
I'll take this home with me.
But yes, a pinfall. So you have to be on top of the other person. You have to be pinning them. And then it's a 3 count, 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
That's usually how most matches are. Also submissions. So if you have somebody in a hold of some kind, that the person that's in the hold can say that they quit, or they can, in more recent years, they can tap out, similar to how they can in UFC. And then they're basically giving up in that case.
Got it.
There's also countouts. Depending on the company, you either have a 10 count or a 20 count when you're outside of the ring to come back into the ring. And if you don't.
What if you're both outside of the ring, picking up mats, throwing them, but no real reason. But yes, but if you're both outside, is that fair game?
Then the refs count both of you, and you both have to make it. And so if one of you doesn't make it in, guess what? The one who didn't make it in, you're out. If you both don't make it in, double count out.
Was that not more than 15 to 20 seconds?
So here,
that seemed like a couple minutes.
Next time you see it, and if you think to look out for it, oftentimes what you'll find is that the referee will get up to a certain number, right? And then they'll start being like, "Hey, you need to get back in the ring, all right? 1."
It's like soccer where there's no real time. You just kind of count, like whenever they.
Yeah, so if there's things that need to happen outside the ring, then they'll find an excuse to stop the count and then start it over again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
The final way is disqualification. So if someone brings in your favorite thing, a steel chair, or any other
weapon. We're going to see this?
Pardon me?
We're going to see a steel chair soon?
Yeah, we probably will in the near future. I guess we didn't see one last week, did we?
No, I don't recall seeing one.
We'll see one soon. Okay. Maybe not this week, but we'll see one soon. But yeah, so if you bring in a weapon and you strike your opponent and the referee sees it, that's a disqualification. So you could lose the match that way. And those are the 4 ways that a normal professional wrestling match can end. And I'm sure over the course of our 100 episode run, we will
5 a day.
We'll get into some of the wackier ways that a wrestling match has ended, but those are the standard kind of conventional ways for wrestling matches to end. Do you have any questions around any of this?
No, I already knew all that.
So that kind of leads us into our topic for today. So what we're going to be watching today is a wrestling company, one match, of course, from a wrestling company out of Japan. So the company itself is called New Japan Pro Wrestling. Even though they have new in the title of their company, they've been around since the 70s. And they run tournaments every year. And what we're going to watch is the final match of their Best of the Super Juniors tournament. So it's like a light heavyweight tournament of guys that aren't, big Andre the Giant Hulk Hogan types, but a little bit smaller gentlemen.
Same kind of wrestling format as not WWE.
No, not WWE. It's a different company, but I mean,
no, right. But same kind of, like you could throw chairs at people and jump off the side. Really, like real, like,
These are human beings who are in a ring together. So yes,
I'm just gonna watch it. I feel like my questions aren't landing right now, but I'm excited.
So
yeah,
and really the purpose of this, and honestly, as I was driving today, I was thinking like, man, this might be a mistake.
The whole podcast.
This whole fucking thing could just be a big waste of time. No, I was thinking that introducing this, because this is going to be drastically different from what we saw last week. And that was kind of the whole point of showing you this, is just more or less to say, here is what wrestling has evolved into. And so it's kind of like bookending. Hey, you saw Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant, which is one form of professional wrestling. And then you're going to see this one match from a couple months ago that's another form of professional wrestling. You can kind of see the evolution and, of course, explore matches in between those two things throughout the 100 episode run that we have planned.
Yeah, looking forward to it so much.
So that was the premise. But I think that, and we're going to see, I'm going to take some notes as we watch it here in just a bit. But I'm hoping that the things that they're doing translate, and it's not just a bunch of weird shit that you're just asking me, like, why the fuck is that happening? But it could be that. I don't really know. I've seen this match once, but I've not seen it since. So I'm not sure. I don't remember the exact specifics of what happens, but I remember enjoying it at the moment. So really quickly, kind of just about the whole Japanese thing, I just wanted to address some differences that you'll notice. So one thing that's big in Japan that we'll see in our match is fighting spirit. So one of the things that you'll probably notice is that two guys will just stand like in front of each other, and without like putting their hands up or defending in any way, they'll just like repeatedly strike one another back and forth.
During the match?
Yeah.
It's not like a pre-match like face-off like they do in like MMA, which is the weirdest thing to me. I don't get that.
Well, and even that in what you're talking about, they don't.
No, right. No, but they just stare at each other.
Yeah, they just stare at each other. Yeah. This is staring plus hitting.
Actually, so.
But they'll like trade back and forth. Yeah. And so, like, if you didn't know what the fuck was going on, you'd think this is really weird. And even if you do, it's still kind of strange.
This is exciting news. I had no idea. I would have gotten here a lot earlier if I knew this was going to be the case.
Well, I would have had you here a lot earlier. But the idea is that they are essentially like, how much can you take? Like, be a man, stand up to this. And so, like, they'll just give each other free shots and, like, they'll trade back.
How long does it usually, like, is this a couple minutes?
No, not a couple minutes, but, like, maybe 30, 45 seconds. Oh. But it's not, like, constant, like, machine gun hits back and forth. Like, they milk it to a certain degree, and the audience has a chance to sort of absorb what's going on.
Like, real slaps, though.
I've seen real slaps. I've seen, like, forearms that they'll do. A lot of times they think there's slaps to the face or forearm.
Yeah, okay. Got it.
It is fairly common. But that's fighting spirit. Fighting spirit is very important in Japanese pro wrestling culture, just proving that you can take whatever punishment they've got.
Nice. I like that.
Let's see. Is there anything else I should mention regarding you'll notice it's a lot more of a sports presentation than it is sort of wherever the fuck it is that we watched last week. Like, I don't know what you would quantify that as.
Like entertainment.
Oh, yeah. That match was very.
Do they take the sport seriously? Then,
I mean, they know it's not legitimate, but yes, the audience,
like a prideful thing for the wrestler. Like,
yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
It really everybody around it kind
seems like a Japanese cultural kind of like pride. I'll have to see it, I guess.
No, you're accurate. Yeah. So the wrestlers, I think, take it a little bit more seriously overall. Not to say there's not comedy matches, and I'm sure at some point in time we will watch some Japanese comedy matches. That'll be very, very silly. But yes, the fans usually treat it a little bit more seriously. The wrestlers themselves treat it a little bit more seriously. And the last thing I wanted to mention, because this is going to be another kind of big shift between what we saw last time and this time, there's not traditionally, or at least nowadays in Japan, there's not as much discrepancy between good guys and bad guys. Like, for a lot of American wrestling, it's very clear who the good guy, who you're supposed to cheer, and who you're supposed to boo. For Japan, it's a lot more fluid because it is a sports presentation. So it's more just like, who do you like? Okay, cheer for that person. Oh, but the other guy did something cool. Cheer for them too.
Got it.
So.
Got it.
And with all that said, that is everything that I wanted to address prior to us watching this thing. Now, I did want to give you the opportunity. I mentioned at the end of the episode last week, we're going to introduce a new segment for this week. I'm sure everyone's been waiting with bated breath for what this could be. And I'm here to introduce to you Ryan's Corner. So Ryan's Corner because so much of these shows are dominated by like wrestling and things I want to talk about. I thought it's only fair as the co-host to give you the opportunity to say anything that's on your mind, things that you've noticed, things that you think are funny, just whatever you want to talk about.
I appreciate this whole segment. I had no idea this was coming. This is a surprise to me too. So,
as everything else on the
right, yeah. Feel like I dropped a lot before we got on.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try to like.
It doesn't have to be about personal life things. It can be about.
I didn't drop anything personal.
No, Ryan Murphy is no chatty cat.
No, I get right down to business. I work and I come here and I do my business here.
Yeah,
I go to bed, do my business again. Maybe come back.
Yeah, taking care of business. Bachman Turner Overdrive.
That's what people say. That's what people say.
I say it.
Eric says it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I just don't have a lot. But hold on. I'm not done yet, Eric. I'm not done. I'm going to come with a lot of pent up energy next time, and I am going to like unleash on this segment.
Wow. I don't know if I'm ready for that. I don't get a microphone cover before we record that.
Might be advised. But I'm excited about this segment. So good. Yeah, I'm glad you introduced it. I think this was.
And that concludes Ryan's Corner. No, so another rule about Ryan's Corner is if Ryan doesn't have something to talk about, which clearly after all of this stalling, he has nothing to contribute to Ryan's Corner this week, which is fine. I'm going to then take that opportunity to talk about whatever I have on my mind.
It's exciting too.
Do you do a lot of YouTubing in terms of like watching YouTube videos, Ryan?
Not like necessarily a lot, but I do like kind of finding little.
I feel like every time I ask you something, you think I'm asking you like a loaded question.
No, I don't. I don't. Like I do like YouTube. In fact, I have YouTube Red. I'm a YouTube Red subscriber. I have no ads.
Oh wow! Oh, see, okay, yes. Interesting.
So I do, but I don't know where you're going with
Is that why you're so tentative to commit to an answer?
I'm always anytime you ask me a question, I'm tentative about like how I'm going to go with it.
Every time I feel like I'm asking you a question, it's like a little kid dipping their toe into a pool. Yeah. To figure out like, is it hot? Is it cold?
I can't be the only one.
You're the only one. No one else has ever expressed this towards me.
Okay.
One thing that I've noticed as of late, a lot of these fucking ads are just people in like a YouTuber style setting where they're talking to the camera, but like kind of like it's my fucking home office. Did you ever want to make a lot of money? Like that sort of shit. I see that all the fucking time now.
Yes, that happens all. And I've never gone just disclaimer to look, how do I get on this multi-level marketing scheme or how do I, never. And I was always like, what the fuck am I doing? That's giving me these ads. Am I doing something wrong in my life? Am I do they know where I'm at in my life and they just want me to make what is going on? No, but now that you're getting them, I feel a lot better.
Yeah,
it's not just
I'm
me.
doing very well. So if you're getting the same ads that I am, then you got to be going great.
Yeah.
It's coming up all the fucking time. And I've seen at least 4 or 5 different ones, but it's all that same format of hey, you sick of where you are in life? Yeah. Oh, well then if not, you must be really happy with your job. But if you are, I can tell you about how to make millions via your YouTube channel.
They're kind of funny. I mean, not if you're watching a video, but if they just come on, they're kind of
I haven't actually sat down to watch any of them. Maybe I'm missing out on something really cool. But
probably not.
Probably not. So that's my rant about that. I've noticed a lot of it, and I know that it's somewhat ridiculous that I'm saying fucking YouTubers and shit on a podcast that no one ever asked for. But still, anything else we should address before we cut?
No, that's great.
We're going to take a quick commercial break. After the break, we're going to come back and we're going to watch the finals of the Best of the Super Juniors tournament with Will Ospreay and Shingo Takagi. Hey everybody, Eric here, and I wanted to talk to you for just a moment about cookies. Now, I've always said cookies are a lot like people. Some are big, some are little, some are sweet, some are salty, but they're all terrific in their own way, heartwarming stuff. And you know who has more cookies to choose from than anybody else? You guessed it, Goldbelly. Now maybe you're in the mood for a New York staple, the classic black and white cookie made famous in delis all across the Big Apple. Or perhaps, like my wife, you're looking for the artisan flair of master baker Jacques Torres, aka Mr. Chocolate, whose chocolate chip cookies are filled with a dark chocolate baking disc, giving you a sweet treat with every bite. Or you might even be really looking to go for the gusto. Well, then you might be interested in the gigantic 5-pound cookie from the T-Rex Cookie Company out of Minneapolis. Ranked the best cookie in America, it's filled with chocolate chips, caramel morsels, and topped with just a touch of sea salt. No matter your mood, be it sweet, savory, or a little bit of everything, do yourself a favor, visit Goldbelly. We've posted a link on our website and our social media channels. If you want to help support the show, use that link if and when you place an order through Goldbelly. So what are you waiting for? Start eating like a food explorer today with Goldbelly. All right, we just finished Will Ospreay versus Shingo Takagi, Best of the Super Juniors 26 finals just this past year. So just to address this, so we had our running tally. Ryan was undefeated for all of 1 week. He has now fallen to 1-1. He within, I think we actually even gave you a little bit of extra time. I think we said 5 minutes was the cutoff. You probably had at least 7 or 8 minutes, which is fine. But you eventually...
The match was like 45 minutes to an hour. To an hour and a half, maybe.
That's okay. That's not true. But you did get a little bit of extra time. But unfortunately, you have dropped to a 1-1 ranking, unfortunately.
Simple time.
Yeah, I know. But then also you thought that you didn't have it a few times. You seem to fluctuate throughout the course of the match.
Yeah. I was really impressed with
Will Ospreay.
Yeah. I got Shingo and Ospreay.
Yeah. Shingo and Ospreay.
Yeah. He was much more impressive. I just saw the underdog and I thought there was no way.
Well, you put the two and two together on there in Japan, so it's gotta be the Japanese guy.
But I did think Ospreay was hyped up too when he came in.
Oh yeah, he had that sword. Remember that sword?
I don't know why they don't want to use it.
Yeah, how could you ever vote against somebody who's brandishing a sword?
Right. They're also seem to be a big fan of neck injuries like that. You saw a sword just with he cut off his leg.
People in Japan hate necks.
That's why we use swords.
Yeah, well, wrestling with both swords, that would be an improvement. Maybe we'll do a side podcast for that. So I did make some notes here. So we've got your record at 1-1. We addressed that. That's unfortunate. But as long as you're above 500 over the course of this, that'll be good. Now, if you drop beneath 500, then maybe a conversation.
I was going to be so cocky. I was so excited.
So we talked about Ospreay's sword. That was cool. There was a little bit with the test of strength that I noticed that you snickered about. So the test of strength is when two competitors will clench their knuckles together and
the dancing at the beginning.
Is that what you call it?
Well, they kind of reached out with one hand and then
yes,
yeah, that was super weird.
That's known as it's called a test of strength. It's also a Greco-Roman knuckle lock.
It was cool. Okay, it was cool. I get it was.
But you were still chuckling. You still found it funny.
It reminded me a lot, in the beginning of I don't know if it's American, but I'm not a boxing guy either.
Sure.
But just boxing in general, I guess. The way they kind of it's
because it's like a clinch, right?
A
clinch.
It's a little bit theatrical.
Sure.
Obviously wrestling is, but this was more so with in line with boxing, where it's wrestling.
Yeah, there's certain styles of American wrestling that'll do more of that. But
I've never seen Hulk Hogan hold hands with somebody. I don't think.
Oh, I can show you a match where Hulk Hogan definitely holds hands with somebody. That'll probably be on our docket at some point in time. So next note, crotch barricade landing. So there's a bit where Shingo. So a quick aside, I meant to address this earlier. So more often than not, it may be difficult given the circumstances, but I would like to, whenever possible, watch matches that are going to be easily accessible, whether that be via YouTube or whatever. As far as this match, if that is something that you wanted to check out, you'd pretty much have to subscribe to New Japan World, which you're welcome to do so. It's $10 a month. It's a great value. But
$10 a month for this.
Yeah. Is that too? How much? Yeah, what? Why? Why is that surprising?
No, it's not. I don't even know why I said anything.
I'm starting to wonder myself, Ryan. I don't subscribe throughout the year. There's certain times of the year where there's like big... See, this is the face. You're doing I said last week, like, oh, you'll ask me questions about wrestling and then you'll be all smug about it. You're literally being very smug about it. Like, people can probably feel the face that you're making at me right now. You look so self-confident and so happy with yourself right now.
Oh, God, either.
Yes, it's $10 a month. But again, I don't subscribe to it year round. There's certain like tournaments and things where I want to see, and then I'll re-up my subscription. Is that suitable for you?
That's suitable. That's more than suitable. Yeah.
So fucking fancy. So that's pretty much the only way to watch the match. If you have the opportunity, hey, you're welcome to come to my fucking house and you can watch it. For the most.
Me. I'll give you a corner too.
Exactly. I'll give you a corner. It'll be great. So the crotch barricade landing, there was a bit where your boy Shingo, he jumped over the top rope, did a flip, grazed Will Ospreay, then landed right on his junk onto the metal barricade.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I mean, he did that to himself.
He did do it to himself. Yeah, that was...
What an asshole.
And yet you picked him.
Yeah, that's right, because he was so damaged after that. Like, you had to win.
Because just to summarize, so your whole strategy with choosing who you think will win and who you think will lose is based around who is losing the most? That seems to be it, from what I've gathered.
It's just good intuition I have about it. I'm usually never wrong about.
This is less applicable to any Japanese stuff that we may watch on this, but this, as far as like American things, this is probably something that you notice now that I'm telling you about it. Traditionally, like, you've got your good guy and you've got your bad guy. The bad guy will be in control of most of the match. Just because, like, the good guy's got to build up sympathy from the crowd. The crowd's going like, hey, come on, good guy. You rally against him and win the match.
Yeah.
So you got to get people invested because they don't have anything to cheer for if the good guy's winning. So, like, that's the formula.
Yeah.
And sometimes bad guys do have to win. So I'm just letting you know that so you can make informed choices in the future.
I mean, he also had some, like, he had some good power moves.
Talking about Shingo.
Yes.
Describe for the audience, because we want
like blunt force like moves, like very quick.
No, that's true. So my hope is that with this podcast, like, I want it to appeal to like wrestling people, and that's great. I also want it to appeal to someone who's literally never watched wrestling before, and maybe they want to check it out, or maybe they just want to hear us talk about it. Yeah, well, no, don't forget them. Include them. It's inclusive. Describe Shingo. Like, what does he look like to someone who has not seen this match or watched?
He's a intimidating guy.
Okay.
I would not want to get in the ring. Even after watching that, I still would not.
You would rather fight. You said specifically at the beginning, before anybody had done anything. Like, it could have been a comedy match where they were touching each other's dicks. Before anything happened, you were like, I would rather fight Hulk Hogan than I would Shingo.
Like a dragon mask on, too.
He had a dragon mask. Yeah. Describe his hair and...
hair, like long, greasy, oily, very sweaty hair. I don't know. He's just...
very stout. He had your same facial hairstyle.
Mouth is bleeding the whole time. Like, I don't know. It's just like...
Yeah, he kind of had... that might be makeup. I'm not really sure.
It might be, yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. He was a guy I would, like, if I said want to stay very far away from that guy. I don't want to be anywhere near him. So, yeah.
Okay. That's fair.
Okay.
The next note, the trampoline rings.
Yes. Very bouncy mat. I've always thought this about wrestling. They land on their back. It does not look that uncomfortable, and they and then they're down, and no one takes advantage of this time because they're so exhausted from just doing that like backflip like a second ago, and they're like on the ground too because they if they're hurt so bad on this little bouncy mat, like go take advantage and get your 3 seconds in and then knock them out. That's what I think. They're laying there, both of them, and that's the most frustrating part about any of these matches. Both matches that I've watched.
Okay, I'm glad you said the bit at the end, because the way you were talking for a while made it sound like you're this authority on pro wrestling. You've only watched 2 matches. And realistically, these two matches that I've had you watch could not possibly be any more different, aside from the fact that there's two men competing against each other.
I think that goes toward my point.
But so I think it's a fairly common sort of misconception that it's like a trampoline or whatever the fuck.
Might be a misconception.
Yeah.
But I don't think people who are making the misconception are wrong, because that looks like the bounciest little ring.
It has give to it.
It has so much give.
When you point it, so I've become desensitized to it, where I just don't pay attention. When I was looking for it, and like you could see the guys running, like, yeah, there was some bounce to it. But so as we talked about, off air, as far as what the ring is comprised of, there's wooden planks that kind of make it up. There's some steel beams under the wooden planks.
Okay. Or down like 3 feet underneath.
What did you? I'm not a fucking contractor. I don't know.
Like if there's steel beams or steel plates underneath,
they are to a 9/11
very far
right now.
They are very far underneath those wood plates, because like
they're just for support for the wood. The wood is what you're seeing. The wood is what gives.
I wouldn't care about being thrown. You want to throw me down on this floor? I would not like that. That would hurt very bad. And there's no give to this floor, though. There's no give. And I get there's probably a little bit of give. There's supposed to be a little bit of give, but those things look like they're bouncing like a couple inches in, and they're bouncing right back up off the ground.
I would pay so much money to body slam you in a wrestling ring. I would pay so much money.
So hold on. Body slams might hurt a little bit more, and you see some of those, but it's like the ones where they just throw them over their back and they just fall on the mat.
What do you think a body slam is?
Yeah, I know, but no one's landing on these people. They're just like bouncing up. It's like literally the boards are probably a couple feet apart, and they're just like, maybe not a couple feet. I'm just saying.
No, they're connected. The boards are all touching each other. It's it's one solid. It's not like one piece, but all the wood is connected.
They're loosely connected. It just
loosely connected.
I'm just saying, like, it's not like it's a wooden board underneath it. That's hard, like.
Sure, but I mean, you've seen wood. Wood gives.
And then there'll be some real like pain.
Steel plate. Why would anyone want to land on a steel plate?
Exactly. Maybe that's the whole point. Maybe you're less likely to get body slam.
As a fun fact, and actually, it's funny that you bring this up. Eventually, so well, obviously, we're going to jump across a bunch of different eras and stuff. The WWF, WWE, whatever you want to refer to it as, up until the late 90s, they actually used to wrestle in boxing rings. And you'll notice that those boxing rings are hard as fuck.
Yeah.
And then they eventually switched because guys were like blowing their knees out and all this other shit. They're like, oh, fuck, we need to switch to like a traditional wrestling ring, because guys are getting hurt.
And that's completely fair for wrestling. I 100%, they need some give.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't act like you broke your neck on this like bouncy floor that like body slam. Someone lands you a little bit, but like, come on. Like,
here's what I will say to that. I get your point, especially as someone who's, again, you haven't watched that much wrestling. So to you, it's ridiculous that they call that selling. It's ridiculous that they're playing it up so much.
Oh, I did enjoy a little bit of the play.
You stood up. There was a point in the match where you were physically standing.
It was probably along. Yes, it was
yelling at the TV.
I get it. It makes sense, but you gotta like navigate a little bit more with like a little bit less drama sometimes. Like.
So that's your critique to Shingo Takagi and Will Ospreay. Like maybe like a little bit less drama. Let's get more action.
I like the drama. It's the mad drama. Like,
okay, it
doesn't hurt that bad. I know it doesn't hurt.
Matt drama. If you ever write an autobiography, I hope it's called Matt Drama. Next note. Apparently, the top rope Stormbreaker is Ryan's favorite move.
It was the way he called it. It was the way excellent call. It really was. Yeah. I hope I hear more like moves like that. Like,
we're definitely going to watch some other New Japan stuff over. Yeah. Not next episode or anything, but eventually we'll come back around to the top rope Stormbreaker. Finishing moves. Speaking of the Stormbreaker, finishing moves. So this is another thing that we talked about during the match, but one thing that we hadn't really established is that every wrestler will always have at least one finishing move. And so that's the move that they can deliver to their opponent that more often than not will defeat their opponent. Any questions around that topic of finishing moves? Disappointed in Shingo?
Yeah. I thought he had a couple finishing moves. I wasn't impressed with his move in general. He had shitty moves.
He was a lot less flashy. So you're a big you're a fan of the Flash. So Hulk versus Andre.
It was really impressive. I wasn't expecting that.
You're a big step up to the streets.
Yeah.
Fan.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, he's almost as good as Channing Tatum. That Will Ospreay. He's virtually as good. I will say. So that match went, I think, like 35, 40 minutes legitimately.
Supposed to be like a 15-minute match.
Did it feel that way?
Did it feel that
to
long?
you? Yeah, did it feel that long to you?
Yeah, it felt like a long match.
To me, it flew by.
It did. It was okay. So I think the thing that gets you into it is that, especially like toward maybe like, I don't know, 25, 30 minutes in, they keep penning it, and you're like, that's it. That's it. They're done. Mm-hmm. And like it's a little bit like, okay, God damn it, they did it again. But then it starts to get like really intense. You're like, I know he's done, and then he gets out again. Especially that last one where he lost, I was sure he was going to get out.
Sure.
That time, and then he
deflated.
But that tied me into it a little bit.
Yeah. When they said like the
30-minute mark, like that's when I was like, okay, like it's got to be over.
I heard the 20-minute thing over the PA system, and like that's the one I remember hearing. I mean, it was, wow, it really only been 20 minutes. That's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't have the same match.
And so with that said, and we already addressed that you stood up, you seemed very engaged in that moment. I think you stood up when it wasn't when Shingo actually got beat. It was one of the times before he got beat. I think you were under the impression that he was going to lose officially at that point.
Yeah.
But he didn't.
A couple times.
He waited a couple minutes to get beat by our buddy Will Ospreay. So with all that sort of in the rear view, let's kind of look at this in an all encapsulating sort of view. So one thing that we didn't have the opportunity to do last week, because it was our very first episode, was a ranking system. My opinion doesn't so much matter in the grand scheme of this whole thing, but yours very much does. Again, fresh eyes. So I think I know what the answer to this is going to be already. We have now 2 matches under our belts. We're going to, every week after we watch one of these matches, we're going to rank them in order from best to worst. We're just
the 2 right now.
So right now it's just the 2.
Okay.
Yeah, and so each week we're going to add a new match. We're going to rank that versus all the others. And so by the end of this thing, we'll have a comprehensive list of the absolute best wrestling match of all time, according to Ryan Murphy, who's kind of an authority on the subject.
I can tell you it's week number 1.
So having said all of that, do you put Shingo versus Will Ospreay ahead or behind Andre the Giant versus Hulk Hogan?
Quite a bit behind.
Is that what you're sticking with?
No. No, I was pretty impressed by this match.
Okay.
Not in like a wrestling way, just
I'm not sure I know what you mean.
I don't know how to I wasn't expecting that. I thought it was going to be a Japanese version. I thought it was going to be even more like exaggerated than like WWE, WWF.
So you thought it was going to be like, for lack of a better term, you thought it was going to be faker. Like a faker thing.
Say that. But, yeah, maybe if someone wanted to put it in those words. I thought it was going to be more, but it was pretty good. Like it was, they seemed like, some good kicks to the face,
Big fan of the kicks to the face.
A lot more flips, a lot more flipping. They even like some of the kicks weren't even like, how do you put it? Like, not like, somersault like flips. It was just like aerial, like crazy. I have them doing a lot of stuff like in the middle of it.
So you like the aerial stuff?
3 times, 3 flips in the air, like sideways, kick them in the head, get back on your feet, or get flipped and then like land back on your feet.
This is the best commercial I've ever heard for New Japan World. This is 3 flips in the air, kick them in the face. Also, what more do you need?
They were very graceful on the mat.
Yeah.
Together. I mean, both of them, like I said, it's like they were dancing. They're both very graceful, like with the feet, and they're very agile. Like it was impressive.
I did point out that they actually did the same move that you pointed out during that first match with the pile driver that was reversed, where the guy's head's in between the legs and then the guy flips him over his back.
Yeah.
And you seemed nonplussed about it both times.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that impressive.
But even with the move existing in both those matches, Will Ospreay versus Shingo much better than Andre the Giant versus Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, Will Ospreay's.
Okay, so
I'd still rather fight him than Shingo.
Just Ospreay?
Yeah, I mean,
that's
I feel
fair.
like he's more of a defensive fighter, or like maybe not like but he's able to like escape certain situations.
Sure. Well, in we keep going back to the boxing but in boxing there's like counter punchers. So Will Ospreay, you would kind of put in the mold of like a counter wrestler.
Yeah, like he didn't hit as hard as Shingo. Shingo hit harder.
That's true. Yeah,
but
that was the story of the match. He was just able to struggle through it.
More graceful.
You and I should just do some running play-by-play commentary on one of these matches one of these days.
Yeah.
We'll record some and put it up. That's awesome. So I think we've got just about everything that we need for this episode. Ryan, is there anything else that we should make a point to address? Well, we've got everybody on the line here. That's fantastic.
I wanted to address.
No Ryan's Corner for this week?
I give you my corner. I told you it was happening.
All right.
Just be prepared.
I can't wait. I can't wait for the next one. The next one is going to be very interesting. We're going to go, if we did a 180 last time, we're going to do another 180. It's going to be real weird. I have a big rant that I have to go on next time because I'm very upset about some things that I had to do to acquire this footage. And so that will be... That sounds more salacious than it actually is. I didn't have to like suck any hoses or anything. I had to, doesn't matter. Anyway, that'll be next week. You can listen to that on all of our social media channels. We'll have some links posted. We should probably get through the plugs. Ordinarily, we should probably do that at the start as opposed to at the end. Hopefully, you're still listening to the plugs, everybody. But we are on Facebook, Hardmark Podcast. We are on Twitter, Hardmark Podcast. Find us right there. Again, click on that gold belly link. Help support the show. Hopefully we can eat some Maine lobsters or maybe even some Maui cookie later or whatever the fuck people want us to eat. For Ryan Murphy, my name is Eric Donaldson, and he is now officially at a 500 record. Goodbye, everybody.
I'm sure anyone needed to know that.
You're not taking this compliment at all.
I know. I understand that. This is not a live compliment.
What do you mean it's not a live
It's not a live cut.
Just because I may have been thinking...
Eric, you may have called me fat not too long ago.
What?
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.